Welcome, dear OLOL Bible Study family, to our daily Gospel meditation. Together, we will reflect on the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verses 19-23.
Welcome, everyone. Whether you're joining us locally from Sunnybank, Australia, or tuning in from anywhere else around the world, I want you to just take a breath and imagine a quiet morning for a second. Picture that soft, early light filtering right through the purple blossoms of a jacaranda tree, catching the silver-green leaves of a towering eucalyptus. It's peaceful, right? Well, today, we're exploring a really beautiful, profound synthesis of faith called Treasures of the Heart. And what we're really looking at here is what it means to truly move from the head, our intellectual understanding of our faith, down into the heart, which is where we actually live out our beliefs every single day.
So let me ask you something, and it's a bit of a confronting question. Are you building your life on things that woodworms can destroy? Let's just be completely honest with each other for a moment. Modern life is utterly overwhelming. You are probably feeling the heavy burden of material anxiety. We all worry about inflation, our bank accounts, maybe building higher fences, or honestly just trying to keep up with it all. And then you add the relentless, exhausting noise of our digital world to the mix. It's a lot. In a way, our smartphone algorithms act kind of like modern-day woodworms, don't they? Just quietly eating away at our peace and our attention and leaving us feeling completely depleted. If you're someone who is returning to the faith after a long time away, or if you're just feeling weighed down by this constant, exhausting push to acquire more, this question really stops you in your tracks. It forces us to examine the very foundation of where we get our security.
Instead of all that exhaustion, we really want to establish a space of peace today. So a very, very warm welcome to our OLL Bible Study family. Whether you've been engaged with this material every single week or you're just finding your way back to the faith after a really long time, I want you to know that you absolutely belong here. Our tradition speaks of something so beautiful called the domestic church, which is really just a fancy way of saying your own family home. Your home is intended to be the primary sanctuary where your heart is guarded. The church actually teaches that preparing the disposition of our minds is absolutely vital. And right here, right now, in the quiet sanctuary of your own domestic church is exactly where that preparation begins. So we're invited to just let go of the outside world for a few minutes and settle our minds. To really understand where our true security lies, we need to turn to the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6. And I want you to listen to this phrasing carefully because it's just so intentional. Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not store up treasures for yourselves on earth, where moths and woodworms destroy them and thieves can break in and steal. But store up treasures for yourselves in heaven, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." Let's just sit in profound silence for a brief second to let that truth resonate. It really is a direct, undeniable challenge to where we place our ultimate security today. Jesus then continues this thought with a seriously powerful metaphor. He says, "The lamp of the body is the eye. It follows that if your eye is sound, your whole body will be filled with light. But if your eye is diseased, your whole body will be all darkness. If then the light inside you is darkness, what darkness that will be?" It's such an intense image, isn't it? There is a profound connection being made here between exactly where our visual and mental focus lies and the actual light within our souls. It's definitely a warning, but honestly, it's also this incredible key to finding real peace. We are essentially looking at two entirely different investment portfolios here. On one side, you have earthly treasures, which are tied strictly to the head. It's that hoarding mentality we see so often in our communities. It's the anxiety of constantly building bigger sheds, stressing over inflation, and fearing the thieves, the moths, and those digital woodworms that just quietly dismantle our peace of mind. But then, on the flip side, we have heavenly treasures, and these are the domain of the heart. The heart inherently knows that earthly security is ultimately just a shadow. True heavenly treasure is built on the absolute, enduring security of God's providence. Because when we invest in secret acts of love or open-door hospitality, we're actually building eternal dividends that literally no economic shift can ever touch.
So let's think about the eye, not just as a physical organ, but as the active lens of the body. Jesus is giving us an active command here. It works like this. What you focus on, you become. Your focus dictates your internal state. If your eye is constantly scrolling through worldly clutter, endless news cycles, and material anxieties, well, your whole body fills with darkness. But If you actively shift that focus, if you consciously choose to look toward the Father and His light, that worldly anxiety is dispelled. Focusing on God's light brings a profound, lasting peace right into your internal state. It's a daily, active choice we have to make.
Okay, so how do we practically apply this within the very busy reality of our own homes? Well, we have 3 restorative invitations. And please think of these not as rigid rules, but as gentle, grace-filled family habits to help prepare your domestic church for the Sunday's Sabbath. Number 1 is the audit of the heart. This just means identifying one earthly treasure or digital distraction that's currently cluttering your mind and consciously choosing to let it go today to make room for prayer. Number 2 is investing in the bank of heaven. This involves doing a secret act of service within your home that has absolutely no material price tag, like maybe listening deeply to a child or helping out a neighbor without being asked. And number 3 is guarding the eye, which is an invitation to a digital fast. As the weekend rolls in, step away from the screens and the news cycles. Keep the lamp of your body clear from all that worldly clutter.
To really anchor all of these practical steps, we need to turn our focus back to God. So pray with me for a moment. Heavenly Father, You are our only true treasure. Grant us the grace to seek first Your kingdom and to protect our domestic churches from the thieves of greed and distraction. We ask that our homes may always be safe and sacred sanctuaries for all, reflecting Your infinite love. Help us to keep our eyes fixed entirely on You so that we may be completely filled with Your light. It's such a beautiful, unifying way to ask that our homes remain safe sanctuaries, completely transferring our reliance over onto God's providence. This journey from the head to the heart is an ongoing, continuous one, sent with a warm hug from Sunnybank. If you've been feeling exhausted by the constant demands of the modern world, please remember that you have the power to shift your focus today. You can move from the relentless anxiety of earthly hoarding to the absolute, radiant freedom of a heart fixed firmly on the Father. So I want to leave you with this one thought. What is one heavenly treasure you and your family are going to actively cultivate for the Sabbath this weekend? Think about that as you give that digital fast a try. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and may your homes be deeply filled with light.